we go. Today we're diving into the ASU Criterium Bicycle Race, a combined category 4 and 5 road race. Kicking off right now, we're racing on a fast two-turn circuit at the Arizona Research Park. It's about 1.5 miles long per lap, wrapping around a lovely little pond lined with big trees and lush greenery. Honestly, a great, beautiful drop fact for the race we're about to go on. As for the course, it's dead flat. We're talking maybe 3 feet of elevation change per lap. It's smooth sailing with just a few cracks patched up with tar and a couple of sneaky sewer covers to watch out for. But overall, the pavement is in great shape, and the road is nice and wide, 2 full lanes plus a bike lane, which gives us plenty of room to move up and shuffle around the peloton. Perfect for making tactical moves on the edges. We've got a solid mix of teams lining up today, adding a lot of competition to the field. From the juniors, there's El Grupo. From Scottsdale, there's Bike House. From Tucson, there's Natural Grocers. There's Heavy Pedal and the Scorpion team jersey that I don't know the name of. We also have college teams from ASU, NAU, and U of A. As for my plan for the race, honestly, I've never done this race, so I don't have any solid plan. I'm just going to play it by feel today to see how things go out in the early laps and see how the race flows. Ideally, I'm looking for a chance to jump on a counterattack or slip into a breakaway, but first it's about sitting in, staying alert, and learning the rhythm of the group on the course. As for the gear check today, I'm riding on my gorgeous Bianchi Reparto Corse, rolling on 28mm P0 tubeless tires. Shifting is handled by the ever-smooth SRAM Red E-Tap, and I've got reliable disc brakes ready to keep things under control. So I'm wearing the slippery Cask Aero helmet paired with some matching sharp black and green kit plus Rule 28 Aero socks and sleeves. The juniors before the race were teasing me that the sleeves aren't very aero because they're kind of wrinkled up, and they're probably right, but it kind of doubles as sunscreen and road rash protection, so I'm just going to keep them on. And it looks cool, it matches my skin. I absolutely hate having sunburned arms, it just hurts. Okay, here's the quirky part of the course. There's this little island jutting out on the road. When we're 4 or 5 riders abreast, it can get kind of dicey, but overall it's manageable if you hold your line. Yeah, one of those guys almost ate it. For hydration and nutrition, I'm running a pretty large Camelback bottles, one of them loaded with caffeinated, sugar-packed electrolyte drink. And fun fact, for races that are completely fat, I like to preload on creatine in the weeks leading up. It helps the muscles kind of pop and makes it more explosive, and it does look cool when you run creatine. Your muscles look pretty good, and if you can't be the fastest, it can at least look like you belong at the front. So for me, that creatine adds about 1 kilogram of body mass, but it also gives me about 200 plus watts for max up. Asked the officials if they let me keep the aero fairings on the front of the bike for these USAC spring races, and they have actually been saying yes, I'm allowed to race with them on. Not only do they look super cool, but when I'm sprinting or flying down hills, they make this really sharp, crisp whistling sound. It's one of the cool little bonuses of the bike. I'm making my way towards the front now because I can feel there's some tension building with the groups that's going on. We've got 2 strong teams lined up at the sharp end, and I just feel like there's something about to start happening. Sure enough, I spot a brake that's starting to roll off the front pretty easy, and this is the moment where I just can't hesitate. I want to make a shot at making this selection and react early, so I'm moving out, positioning myself to either cover the move or help pull it back. Basically, I go for pulling it back. And this chase for me wasn't about just throwing down raw power, it's just checking how committed they are and if they're bluffing, but they seemed fairly committed to pull and figuring out whether the field is going to let it go or if the chase is on. And it looks like the chase is on for me, and I want to be close enough to respond to that, but not so aggressive I make the attack too early because we're only 12 minutes into the race. Alright, so I made it up to the front, and at this point I decide, let's see what happens. It's time to lay down some power and test what the field. I punch it. I'm throwing it down about 500 watts, about my zone 6 effort. It's pretty full on, above threshold, but something I can kind of hold for a little while. I'm bringing the speed of the Peloton up to 32 miles per hour, and this is really starting to burn my legs, and my heart rate's really slowly starting to creep up. But I've got 200 max heart rate, so we're not going to quite hit that. But the group today, they're pretty strong, they're motivated. I can hear the spectators on the sidelines yell, chase him down, chase him down. And sure enough, the Peloton responds. I glance back and the whole field's pretty much right on my butt, chasing hard. So my attack's definitely making things hurt. It doesn't really crack anyone. So no gaps, no breaks. But it does soften up people, I think. Sometimes it's just support. It's a reminder, not every attack's about staying away. Sometimes it's just about applying pressure, testing the legs, setting the stage for what's coming next, and just making sure you know you put it all out there. So after that pretty big effort, I decided to slowly slide back into the group and recover, because yeah, it was pretty painful, and just kind of drink more Gatorade and watch the others react, see if that tired anybody out, and see if I dropped anyone, which I didn't, and that's okay. Sometimes you just want to feel like Steve Prefontaine out there and be a front rider, knowing you gave the race your all. As we roll into the final laps, it's becoming clear. This race is headed for a full field-on sprint. My position has slipped back to about the middle of the pack, and that's not a good spot for someone like me. I'm more of an endurance rider, and a pure 50-meter sprint drag race out of the final corner just doesn't suit my power profile. You can really see the yo-yo effect kicking in now as we come into that last corner, and it's like surge and break, surge and break. And as we come around that last corner, big gaps start opening up. Doing everything I can to claw back onto that group. Wheels, the head down, staying as low in the air as possible, trying to squeeze every last bit of speed out of my bike and out of my position. So you're going to get to notice a lot of ground filling the frame on the camera. That's because I'm really turtling down, keeping my head down but my eyes up, doing everything I can to minimize my drag as much as possible, staying low, low, low. It was such a short run into the line, there just isn't enough road for me really to close that gap. So in the end, I ended up taking off in 9th place, and I'm pretty happy with that for a race that's tilted towards the pure sprinters. I just gave it what I could, and made some attacks and counters and chases, and I did throw in something pretending to be a sprint, and I'll take a top 9. Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave a like.